This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
Right, so I thought this guitar was pretty cool last year when it came out. I was less enthralled by the idea of the Fender Standard. Quite a lot of the commentary, myself included, is about whether this was kind of like a rebadged Squire or something that was quite closely resembled within the Squire line already. Did it need to have a Fender logo on it? And sort of the thing with the Player 2 is this was the entry-level Fender, and so this is a Mexican made guitar, this is Indonesian. I wanted to kind of just compare them in this video and see, you know, where I would spend my money given the choice. So I'm going to talk aesthetics, we're going to talk value, we're going to talk some other aspects like this. I bought both of these guitars with my own money and don't have any affiliation with Fender. But yeah, this has ceramic pickups, this has Alnico. Let's hear what they sound like. So the Fender Standard came out, and some people, myself included, were a bit like, alright. And I decided that I would buy a Fender Player 2 again, because I've been saying that I think for my money I'd probably pick a Player 2. So I thought I'd better put my money where my mouth is and just check whether that's just an unconscious bias or anything. So here they are side by side, and I think you'll spot, you know, that there are some quite meaningful differences. So of course we've got things like plastics, which is a thing that really, as you know, you go up from, you know, Squire to like the Fender Player 2, these tend to look quite a lot, I don't know, more classic, but a bit more classy too, whereas this is a kind of all white affair, like a wedding in Ireland. And then, so we've got Rosewood fretboard here, which really is a very nice dark piece of rosewood. Now, does it really matter in terms of tone? Is it that different from what they've used here, which is Laurel? Actually, when you look at them side by side, you could probably, if you didn't know, probably I'd say you could be fooled into thinking this is rosewood. The one thing, this whiteness here, I've had someone else mention this, but I think seems to be like a thing that happens sometimes with Laurel. I don't know why. But anyway, so the headstock logo is slightly different. You've got a bit of gold in the middle of this one. And I think they've used a tint in the lacquer. Not that it is lacquer, you get poly lacquer, you know. Not nitro, but you know what I mean. So you get a bit of a difference there. But both Fender looking headstocks. What other differences are there? We've got 21 frets, 22. This is an ash body, but chambered. This is a poplar body. The bridges are not the same. So if we flip them round, do they look the same from behind? The standard is actually very heavy in comparison as well. I'll get them weighed and see what it's like. We've got a skunk stripe on the left, no skunk stripe on the right. The one thing that I will say is that it is very noticeable when you sit here with these guitars, looking down at Rosewood versus Laurel. Like the Laurel fretboard over there looks kind of drier than Gandhi sandals. On the other hand, this one here just looks like a quality dark piece of rosewood. It just looks great, like sort of reminiscent of a better era of Fender guitars. You know, we're no longer dealing with that lighter Power Ferro stuff, which I think is probably fine too. And even Laurel, I think, is probably fine too if you know, you have to make a choice. But when you really look down at the Rosewood, it just looks more right in many ways, especially when it's like a really dark piece of rosewood like this. That is nice. The weight of these guitars is also worth bearing in mind. This is 0.7 kilos heavier. Now this makes this chambered ash a very, very lightweight guitar for a Strat. This one 3.7 kilos. This is poplar body. I would have thought that maybe one of the things that you choose poplar for would be because it's lighter weight. In this case, I think they've actually just chosen it because it's cheaper, and they've not ended up with a lightweight guitar, which when you put these combination of factors together, this is, for me, not a difficult choice at all. I would just say the Player 2 is the way to go, and I'm going to sell this. I'll probably do that on a separate video, but the standard, for me, the Player 2 just does it all better. I hope that helps any of you guys who are thinking, like, could this be actually worth it? I think the answer for me is definitely yes. I would spring for the Mexican. Even if they're not perfect, it's so much more potential. Like, if you end up with a guitar under £7, the neck shape on both of these is a bit skinnier than I would like. Just a better guitar, a lighter guitar. The frets on both are actually a very good job. We've got 22 frets on this. They're both 2-point trem, but this looks like it's slightly higher quality hardware, maybe. Slightly different anyway. Alnico pickups, it's kind of just right where you want it to be already. They've got these rolled fret edges. You know, that's not particularly noticeable, it just feels comfortable in general. The Mexican Player 2 series right now, I think, is the best value kind of Fender guitar you can get right now. The standard just doesn't do enough at that price. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Would you get a Silver Sky over one of these? I think it's a fantastic looking guitar too. Thanks to Project Music for letting me buy this one. It's a great guitar.